Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm ready to do our shout outs for my adaptation and ecosystem videos and lessons. I am so excited because we had so many people participate in these activities. So let's take a look. All right. So the first thing I want to say is I'm really proud of everything you guys did. It was awesome. And I really want to give kind of a shout out almost to everyone first because we had 82 participants in this lesson this week. That means 82 students decided to log into RPS at home, take a look at our videos, and get on the Nearpod and do the activity. So I'm really, really proud of that. You guys are doing an awesome job, and I hope those numbers just keep going up, especially now that we've got more laptops getting out to the students. So I'm really, really excited, okay? So first topic I wanted to discuss was the question I gave you guys when we looked at the 3D model of the great white shark. What type of organism is a great white shark? And the correct answer was a consumer. We know a great white shark is not a producer because a producer creates its own energy from the sun. And most producers on Earth are plants. And a great white shark, we know, is not a plant. So consumers eat either plants or animals. We know sharks eat other animals, which means it's a consumer. Now, all the names listed below are all the people who put consumer as their answer for this question. I was so proud of you guys. I wanted to give out a shout out to everyone for this question because you guys did a great job. Now, remember, if you put consumer but you didn't put your name, I couldn't put your name on here. Put consumer and you didn't put your real name, like you typed in Miss McCrone, or you typed in a random word or a made-up name, then I also couldn't put your name on here. So make sure you guys are actually logging into the Nearpod and either putting your initials or putting your first name only. Okay, so congratulations for everyone who knew that a shark is a consumer. Great job. All right, second question I asked you guys was to make some observations, look at that 3D model, and tell me what physical or structural adaptations you saw. And there was a lot of you guys who said the same things. Almost everyone talked about the teeth and the fins. A couple people talked about the gills. So I just want to give some shout outs to some specific people who had some really good observations from this question. So first I want to talk about Violet. Violet, you said that sharks hunt for food and the sharks have very sharp teeth. And I think it's very important that we remember that there's always a reason that an animal has an adaptation. So it's very important to, be good scientists and make observations. So we see those teeth and we wrote down that we saw sharp teeth. But Violet took it a step further and she said what those teeth are being used for. She said the teeth are helping that shark hunt for food, which is excellent. Maddie, you did something very similar to Violet. You also did an awesome job with connecting the adaptation to what the shark is using it for. So you mentioned biting and hurting different animals. I think that's great because as a scientist, when I see sharp teeth like that, I know that those animals need to hunt and they need to bite and grab onto their food. Unlike say a giraffe or a cow, they actually have very flat teeth because when they go outside and they get hungry, if they see a patch of grass to eat, that grass won't run away. So no matter what, they can just go eat it. And that's why their teeth are usually very flat. But predators like sharks and lions, bears, tigers, cheetahs, things like that, they have those sharp teeth because they need to be able to grab hold of their food before it gets away. Julie, you did a great job kind of talking not just about the sharp teeth you saw, but some other things. You said that you saw some gills and fins, but I also like how you didn't just mention that the teeth were sharp. You also mentioned how you could see lots of rows of them. There was more than one row of those teeth. And that's actually a very special adaptation for sharks that we don't see in other predators like lions and tigers. So that's kind of something special you observe just about sharks. And then JGL from Fox, you also mentioned that the teeth, you saw the fins and the gills, but you also paid very close attention to the skin of the shark, which I thought was a really awesome thing to observe. And you noticed both the color of the skin, and then you noticed that the skin looked rough. And it absolutely did. When you looked at that 3D picture and you kind of flipped the shark around, you started to notice that the shark had lots of marks on them. And it almost looked like the shark had been hurt, the shark had been cut, something like that. So I kind of want to ask another question now. Why do you think shark skin, specifically a great white shark, why would a great white shark have really scarred, kind of cut up skin? Do you think it was born that way, or do you think something happened? So I want you guys to think about that and don't be afraid to go look up the answer and learn something new. All right, the third question I asked you guys was what kind of ecosystem or habitat do you think that this specific shark would live in? Celine, you said that it was definitely going to live in a large body of water like an ocean. And you're absolutely right. If you think about, there's a lot of room in the ocean. The ocean is a really big place. So a lot of the animals that we find in the ocean, like the sharks and the whales, are actually very big. We even have species of giant squid, so things that can get really, really big that live in the ocean. There are even a couple types of fish that are like bigger than me. So the fact that it's large, the shark was large, you knew that the shark also needed a large body of water. Evelyn, you also agreed that the shark needed to live in the ocean, but I really like how you kind of connected with ocean with it being salt water. And that's really important information that will definitely take you far in other science classes in 4th and 5th grade, because we talk a lot about oceans and ocean ecosystems and habitats and how the salt water is really important to them, because animals that live in salt water, like a great white shark, would not survive in a lake or a pond that, or even the James River, that are freshwater. So that was really good thinking, great observation, and great job writing down what you were thinking. Now, the last one is, and I want to make sure I pronounce this correct, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Is it Denelson from GH Reed? I absolutely loved what you wrote down. You did an absolute great job connecting, again, those adaptations to the ecosystem that that shark is living in. So the first thing you said was, that the great white shark needs gills, and you saw it had gills, and that meant it breathes underwater, so its habitat has to be underwater. That's absolutely right. Scientists dig up fossils of crazy looking creatures that we don't see on Earth anymore because they all have gone extinct. But we know that they lived underwater because the fossils have gills. So it's really important to make those connections. Why does an animal have gills? Because it lives underwater. So great job there. And then the second thing you said was the great white shark is a consumer, and some sharks migrate with their packs. And I think that's great. Again, consumer, you can kind of connect the fact that it has those really sharp teeth to the fact that it's a consumer. It's going to use those sharp teeth to bite down and hunt things in its ecosystem and its habitat. And then you said that the shark, some sharks migrate with their packs. And I think that was a great observation, or not an observation, excuse me, a great thing to, in fact, to kind of add into this. And you're absolutely right. Some sharks are known for kind of living alone, like a great white shark. Other sharks are known for living in these groups, kind of like a hammerhead shark is a common one you'll see living with lots of other hammerhead sharks. So it's kind of cool to look at how different sharks have different adaptations. And living in groups like that or living by yourself is not a physical adaptation, but one of those behavioral adaptations that we talk about. So great job. I think you did an absolutely awesome job writing in those open-ended questions. So Last thing I want to talk about, you guys, is not a shout out, but learning about animal adaptations is one of my favorite things to learn about. I think animals are so cool. There's so many plants and animals out there that like you can always keep learning new things. I every year learn something new. I have students every year come to me and tell me facts that I didn't know, and they get to teach me cool things about plants and animals. So it's one of my favorite topics and one of my favorite books to read about adaptations is this series of books through Scholastic called What If You Had? Um, and they're written by Sandra Markle and they're illustrated by Howard McWilliam. They are awesome because each book focuses on a different topic. So as you can see, some books focus on animal teeth, others animal hair, animal noses, animal ears, animal feet. I think I've seen one that talked about like animal skin. And the whole book is these crazy, wacky illustrations of what it would be like if you had the nose of an elephant, or if you had the hair of a porcupine, or the teeth of a snake, and what those adaptations would mean for that animal and what it would be like if you had them instead, and all the cool things that we could do as humans if we had these different awesome animal adaptations. So it's a great thing to check out. You could talk to your teachers. You can also go to Scholastics and order them online. I know they have lots of different copies at a discounted price. So they're a really, really cool book to read if you, just like me, are interested in animal adaptations. So I'm really, really proud of you guys this week. You did such an awesome job. Make sure you keep participating, keep coming back. I can't wait to see what you guys I can't wait to see what you guys do for this week. I'm really, really excited. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.